Do y'all remember that we like publicly shamed Elon Musk for not going home to see his family on Twitter for a while because he told us that he like lives at the factory, has like a little.
I don't remember that, but sure.
Mm-hmm.
We shamed him so hard for like sleeping in his office on like a couch or like a rollout bed or something that he went and apparently has bought a prefab tiny home. It has 100,000 unit wait list. He got one of the first ones. It's 375 square foot.
Mm-hmm.
It has a bedroom, bathroom, a living room, and a kitchen. It's just like 20 by 20 box. It's the ugliest little fucking thing. It has a little AstroTurf front porch with a little white picket fence around it. And that's what he sleeps in now instead of his fucking office.
Here's the thing.
This is real sad.
This is sad, but I'm kind of living. I like living in like small place. Like I used to live in a trailer. It was nice.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like trailer trash living was great. This is just like slightly nicer trailer trash living. If I could go back, I will. And God knows I will, because trailers are really cheap, so I could just probably find one on a trailer park somewhere.
Apparently, you can fold this house up. It's about 8.5 feet wide. It fits on a trailer. There's a picture of it on a trailer being towed behind a Tesla.
I mean, see, here's the thing. I'm not gonna lie, I do think this is kind of cool, like modular houses and things like that. That's neat in concept. We don't need more things, though. We have lots of houses. We got a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I also think big houses are like a waste of energy and resources a lot of times, but not like a house that's too big for you. Like, I don't need a literal box to get rid of to make me more efficient. I need better equipment for my house to not be as expensive. Like if there was a program that actually just gave me free solar panels in Texas, I would be like, I would use almost zero electricity because it's fucking hot here all the time, and it's always fucking sunny. I don't know if the heat makes energy in solar panels, but you know, I can wish.
That's how it works. Yeah. You heat them up, you slap an egg on there. There's your fucking breakfast.
That too. I mean, you know, when I wake up at 11 a.m. during the heat of the day. You know, I mean, tiny homes as a concept are cool, and it does like break people's minds that, oh, how could you live in that, you know, size space? It's like, well, you just don't have a lot of stuff. Just don't have a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But it does go against your American ethos I guess especially the Texas ethos of literally mansions that are cheaper than anywhere else in the United States to live. Still cost like twice as much as an actual like mansion in other countries. Like
you're talking like Plano McMansion.
I'm saying like our McMansion, like sprawling, complete nonsense floor plan. Yeah, is a waste of money and space. It costs less than most other places in the United States, but like you go to somewhere with a reasonable like cost of living, like it's still like crazy how expensive everything here is in the US.
Yeah. Well, that sucks, but
what sucks even more is that Elon doesn't even sleep in a bed with his own wife. He did that once, and he actually had a kid, and now he's like, shit, fuck.
He's like 8 kids. It sucks.
He slept in bed with a wife 8 times.
Oh boy, did he blue screen again?
Did it again. Oops,
did it again.
I did it again.
Why did you do that part? Anyway, I'm actually changing my story, by the way.
You're changing your story?
Yeah, that's fine though.
Very good.
I found a better one. This one's actually like uplifting a little bit.
That's what we need, Dennis. We need to hear uplifting stories. I don't need to hear bullshit about Elon Musk not only being a doo-doo ass shithead that cut in line, 100,000 unit wait list. How many people are buying these fucking micro homes?
The thing is, like, we used to call, because, like, I grew up in a trailer,
Mm-hmm.
A double wide, but, like, in order to make it fancy, they called them manufactured homes.
Yeah.
Which is funny because, like, all homes nowadays are manufactured. Like, they all, like, you know, they all come from a lot. It's all designed,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
But, like, there's no artisanal homes anymore. So, yeah, in order to make them sound fancy, they're called manufactured homes. But it's like, I don't know. I don't mind living in a trailer. You do have to wait for about 5 years for it to no longer have that trailer smell.
My problem is not that he lives in like a small, tiny, like efficiency. Like Joe Rogan could live in one of these, and it's not bad that he has chosen to live in an efficient space. It's shitty that Elon Musk has other people that he presumably would live with, and he doesn't.
Well, yeah, but that's just because he's a dumb little baby boy.
I mean, it's lizard people. For him, he's lizard people. Fucking Grimes is lizard people. Both in their own ways of, like... It's that fucking picture of them, and the caption is, "What at all do they have in common?" And fucking, you know, it's had a million quote tweets. The best one is it's one word: hentai.
Oh my god, I bet you that's what's playing on the TV
in the mini home all the time.
Oh yeah.
You could just see it through the window.
Yeah, he has the model that they show here, that one side is just all windows, and he's just got his giant widescreen TV inside. It's just one big window and then a giant widescreen TV, and it's just playing just crazy,
just straight up tentacle kind of stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just fucking tentacles and cat girls and
the whole shebang.
And he's like he has it at full volume too.
Just blowing out the fucking. You can hear it at the Tesla factory that he's like right out front of. It's just yeah, perfect.
He's literally right out the door. Everybody's like leaving work for the day, and he's just sitting in the box. No curtains drawn, nothing. Just butt ass naked in the mini home.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Good.
You know, I support it. All right.
He's cool now.
Psychic Dolphin Garage.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode from the Psychic Dolphin Garage. I'm Zach, he, they.
I'm Bo, he, him.
I'm Dennis, he, they.
And this is your podcast. This is the team. This is the crew.
Just like America's Next Top Model season 2.0, season 20. I'm sorry, cycle 20, cycle 2.0. It's just boys in the house.
There's some boys in this house. There's some boys in this house.
Timely reference.
I just love that. No, I just love that. Like the best thing about that cycle was that like it was just the same theme song. Like, you want to be on top, boys in the house. It's like that was all
rules.
And it's like, it wasn't good. That season sucked. So did the next one when they had boys in the house again. And then I think the final cycle with Tyra Banks, they finally had like more than one like plus size model, but no more boys. No more boys.
Yeah, Sans boys. Alas.
Sans boys.
But big girls. So hey,
you know,
yeah. we love all our girls.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Well. It's the boys in the house. What are we talking about this week? We got our Taste of Texas.
All sorts of good shit. You know, it's great because the world has been a functional and nice place to be this past week, and you know, trending the same way from weeks before. It's cool.
Yeah. We've returned back to normal. Nobody's been wearing masks for like 6 months. We're about to go back to school. Texas definitely hasn't fucked up and said that the school system doesn't need to report any positive COVID cases, and parents
Well, but-
don't need to keep their
Yeah.
fucking spawn at home if they have COVID or are exposed to COVID.
And if you're a teacher, you cannot tell parents if there's been an outbreak, but you do still have to swear allegiance to Israel, if I'm not mistaken.
Do you know that we've had 3 million COVID cases in Texas alone?
Wow.
Wow.
I feel like we should like
Wow.
get a tick like
I mean,
win
when-
like a little like a giant fake check or something at like every million.
Yep. Also,
I wanna
if
see
you
how many
haven't
California
if
died.
you haven't been watching the charts, we peaked in the end of January. We were at like 30,000 something cases. Middle of January into January it was like 30,000 cases. Everybody like finished school and went home. I think they just didn't record any of the kick up from spring break because we definitely know that it happened, but it wasn't recorded. The charts show that we were starting to bottom out in June, and immediately after 4th of July, for some unknown reason, between, I guess, parties and the Delta variant hitting the States, we are now back up to almost our winter break
our
levels.
regular levels.
Woo!
Yeah. I also, I just took a quick look. California does have more cases. We have about 4 million.
Yes.
But we have about 10 million more people in this state than you do.
That's fair. It's also, the two biggest states in the United States. The order is California, Texas, Florida, New York. Then
I want to know how many of these were just in our conservative.
also, I do not believe that Florida only has 39,000 deaths while Texas has 53 and California has 64. I know for a fact that they just stopped counting in Florida in like March of last year.
Yeah, they're like, fuck
well, that's
it.
actually what was all those old people in that building that like those count as like infrastructure deaths, not COVID deaths.
Everyone
you
was
go.
complaining that like if you come in and you have like and you die, they just say that you have COVID. But if you're in the hospital at all, you're bound to pick it up. Like shut up.
So it's fair. Not to mention like just hospitals generally being like pushed beyond their breaking points and then further by this whole thing.
And that's our story today. That Texas hospitals are being hit by staffing crises again. Burnout is depleting the workforce, and COVID-19 is surging. There's a lack of available nurses. And, as we have the free market here in Texas and nowhere else in the United States, that lack has driven up salaries and created a heated, competitive job market as thousands of positions remain open throughout Texas. So, the story follows a Texas nurse, Jenna Price, who gets half a dozen solicitations a day that want to pay her 4 times her current salary to leave her job at a suburban Central Texas emergency room and take a temporary assignment in another hospital. The money is
Holy
ridiculous,
fucking
not
shit.
to mention tempting, especially after the most traumatic year of her career on the front lines of the coronavirus pandemic. Delta variant hospitalizations are skyrocketing. There are 23,000 unfilled jobs in Texas for registered nurses than there are 23,000 more unfilled positions than there are nurses seeking to fill them.
That
There's no
rules
pipeline
so
of
hard.
staff that we see. It's burnout causing nurses to leave the profession in droves or to accept better paying nursing jobs elsewhere.
Mhm.
And our workforce is fatigued. Very cool that we have just not protected nurses at all through all of our through all of the pandemic, and we've killed more people than both world wars combined. I think we've almost killed more people than every war we've been involved in. I think that included. Let me find that number. The comparison was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Someone had a comparison showing like all the different wars. Yeah, World War II, Korean War, Vietnam War. At 500,000, that's what we matched. So, everyone that I've talked to, where I tell them that, like, hey, why is there a shortage in labor? It's like, well, because we killed a lot of the workforce. They're like, it's mostly old people. It's like, it's not mostly old people. In fact, it was specifically either old people or young people who were still working.
All those
work.
really elderly people who you see in the service industry, like tending bar or waiting tables.
That too.
Yeah,
That
That's
too.
the sad thing is that actually is
that's
a
the
real
thing.
thing.
It's not as uncommon as you'd think, but like, yeah, it's another one of those weird COVID myths that popped up and just doesn't go away. Is like, oh yeah, of course, like I'm young, it's fine.
So the World War I deaths is 117,000,
Oh my
which
God.
added to this total
That's
means
rookie
617,000, which is about how many people have died in the U.S. so far, which means we've killed as many people as we have in the last 4 big wars. World War One, Two,
Yeah.
Korean War, and Vietnam War.
I was gonna say, wasn't World War I particularly bad for America as
World
far
War
as deaths
World War
went?
II was. We had 405,000 deaths in World War II.
Mhm.
In World War One,
Okay.
it was 100 and
See,
this says
this is-
117,000.
That's chump shit.
See, this
yeah,
is
that's
where your white
nothing.
boy knowledge
Great
comes-
Britain
yeah.
lost 1.3 million people, France 1.9, and Italy 1.1.
Uh-huh.
So-
Jesus Christ.
Well,
Yeah.
wait. Great Britain did not lose people. We should clarify that they lost Brits. But
Oh, boy.
that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, and,
Yeah,
and then the American casualties from the rest of like the Middle East conflicts are negligible compared to the deaths that we caused over there, but still,
yeah, because
like
those are
if
just
you
wars of enclosure. Yeah, they're not like
yeah,
imperialist powers duking it out.
yeah. So we lost 1,000, they lost 1,000,000. It's
And
but
then we make
yeah.
fucking movies about Bradley Cooper going over there and being sad. That's just the way it goes.
we're
these
gonna
days.
surpass every war that we've had, and people are wondering why. Like, not only are not just the hospitals that are struggling, but every industry is gonna be struggling. Like, I'm getting the calls, but they're only offering 21 an hour, and I'm like, I don't talk for less than 25.
I don't even get out of
I'm-
bed for less
I'm
than
also-
6 figures. All right.
I wish I was there. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
I would. Does Texas have these numbers? I doubt Texas actually has these numbers, but I'm looking at California's like just our vaccine population now.
Uh-huh.
We're still under 50. We're still under 15%, or 50% in California.
Yeah, no, I actually just pulled that
Ooh.
up. Texas is at here, percentage of
52%
population
have-
fully vaccinated according to Our World in Data, just off fucking a Google search, is 44.5% in Texas, which is higher than I thought.
Ugh.
Still not great. We're behind
I mean, we're
Florida,
at-
which is 49%.
We're at. California's behind Florida.
No, yeah, looking at it here, fucking.
That's 'cause there's
Our
so
World
many
data
old people,
says
and they know they need that shit.
53.6%.
Uh-huh.
So
So in Texas,
California's,
at
yeah,
least
up
at
there
least
for sure.
52% have received one dose.
No,
Right.
this is fully vaccinated is what is the number I'm going off of. Yeah.
Yeah. Fully
I'm
vaccinated is
looking up-
44, unfortunately.
Uh-huh.
Oh no, this is first vaccine doses. Okay, that's fine here. That at least gives me some hope that we'll get a little bit over 50. But like data shows that like you have to look around 80% for like herd
Yeah,
immunity.
we're not getting that.
Nope.
Fucking yeah.
Nope.
Well, I mean that's the thing when you have zero support from like the actual fucking state that's running it. Like obviously nothing good's gonna happen. Fucking in this same article about the like nurse burnout. So basically, in like early the early part of this year, kind of end of winter, they brought on a bunch of nurses through staffing agencies, right? And speaking of vaccines, following vaccinations going up in March, May, that kind of range, they scaled back all those people acquired using basically state funds dispersed to, deal with this horrible public health crisis until it was gone. Now, however, that there are more admissions, fewer nurses, and vaccination has dropped off in rate of people vaccinated per day a lot. The state has come out to say that it is not going to restart the hiring program. So that's cool.
Cool. Texas sounds like a great place
To
to
die.
be a public servant.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. It's
Jesus
it's
Christ.
weird how these ballooning salaries are just going to close out other hospitals that cannot find staff because their nurses are going to places that actually pay them, 6 figures plus because they can.
We're
It's weird that a public health facility would not have the funds to
Man.
staff their facility.
Yeah.
That means, you know what this means is California. My next nurse is gonna be like a nurse from Texas who like wears too much eyeliner and has Cookie Monster scrubs.
Yes.
I think unfortunately so, yeah.
Did you know
Uh-huh.
that that $215 million that we spend on a border wall could have probably just been given to hospitals so that they can pay nurse salaries to stay open?
I mean,
Well,
yeah,
I mean, and that's the
or,
thing too.
you know,
It's
at
not
least
even
a
about
bonus
salaries.
or something.
It's just that like people are being churned through to the point where, as fucking what's her face said at the top of the article, like
I don't want to leave my small, nice, quiet place
yeah,
to,
it's like
to
I
go
don't
to a
want to
four times my salary.
chewed up and spit out and fucking just die, like work myself to death
Yeah.
for this virus that's not going anywhere
So-
due to a lack of institutional give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
Like
There's a meat grinder sort of situation.
I think that I like all the people that I knew that became nurses or maybe probably bullies, and medicine is just lucrative and kind of easy to get into.
Yeah.
And I think that it's probable that we've reached a point where it's like, well, if they didn't get vaccinated, fuck them. Because I mean, we talked about it before, but they're pushing this narrative that like only the vaccinated people aren't getting hospitalized, only the unvaccinated are getting hospitalized.
Mhm.
And honestly, this really turned around on the people that said that we were going to try to reach herd immunity in the first place, because that's
Right,
their voter base.
I'm looking at the numbers again. This is a usfacts.org. We're back at pre-vaccination for the public numbers or cases per day at around 95,000 a day.
That owns. That's great.
That was not the case. Like that was the case back in February of this year, where we were around that number. Like we spiked in the winter because we obviously were going to because of the holidays.
Yeah.
And everyone knew that. But so the cases were really bad, like up to 200,000. But we're up to like nearly 100,000 a day. And this, like, the vaccine was available, but only to healthcare workers. Because I remember Sam, who works for an eye doctor, was able to get the vaccine pretty early, like around February or March, I believe, because of that. And so, like, yeah, we're just back at these numbers again. Like, this is bad. And it's like just get just get vaccinated. It's okay. Like, you'll be fine. Like, you might feel a little shitty. But you might not. I didn't feel bad at all.
Yeah, literally. I mean, I was fucking talking to a guy on my job site Friday who was like, "Yeah, I don't really know about it," and I just wanted to like grab him by the face and be like, "Why not, motherfucker? Like, what is really holding you back here?" And obviously, that's not so much of an individual failing as I think it is a fucking higher level. Like, hey, like everything is institutionally sketchy and shitty. I get that, but this is a pretty basic health thing that is not.
It's not only that
notorious or nefarious. That's yeah.
But we already have numbers for Delta and Delta Plus, like transmission rates, and yes, they are more transmissible even amongst vaccinated people. But people who are vaccinated make up only 2% of the people who've gotten Delta or Delta Plus. Yeah. And of those people, none of them have to be hospitalized, and only 7 died.
I mean, it does work, but where's the messaging on that? And is Fox News going to say that? No. Exactly. Is anybody that already doesn't believe in the vaccine going to believe that? No. Like, I understand that there's an argument for, well, we're watching the not the Socratic method.
Yeah, the Socratic method.
The Socratic
Totally.
method.
Uh-huh.
You ask the coronavirus,
Uh-huh.
why does it believe that it exists, and then you go from there. No, we're watching the scientific method play out in real time. Like there's information that kind of seems like it's conflicting. It's not really, because we don't know what the fuck we're looking at, and we have access to it, and there was no agency that was like kind of streamlining all the information and trying to be like, all right, well, we've gotten some stuff back, but it's not really conclusive. We're going to, we're waiting on these other studies to come back to figure out what the fuck we're doing. In the meantime, here are the 3 things you do. You wear your mask, you wash your hands, you
Here's a
limit who you
general
see.
guideline. Yeah.
Right.
Fucking easy. And everybody, for some reason, got their panties torqued.
Mm-hmm. What I think is worse though is the leftists who, and it's just a bunch of weirdos online. Like I know they're not like real people,
Yeah.
but there's like a handful of leftists who are like, oh no, I would never, like I don't trust the government. It's like, bitch, none of us trust the government.
Yeah, the government
but, like,
fucking
you're
sucks.
not being,
but
like,
I've seen now enough people in August of 2021. I had seen enough people back in fucking March or May or whenever I got my shot. At that point, like who got it and didn't die. And don't be a fucking
it's like
wook about it.
Like we have, like, the whole point of being a Marxist is to understand the scientific method. Like communism is a science. Like
I think
so you need to be like rational when you think about this sort of thing. It's like
and I think Tom from Trillbilly said it best. He had a freak out moment. He went and did a bunch of research on vaccines and how it all worked. And he came out and he said, you know what? Like, I'm going to get it anyways because I know that my brain is being irrational. But I've also done the research on it. And I got to say, the research is also pretty convincing.
No, as soon as I heard there was a vaccine, I was like, great, wonderful. Like, I do kind of, I kind of think that a lot of our vaccine fear is just left over from
we're white. I'm white. They're not trying to give me the bad vaccine, but you, Dennis, I feel like they need to double blind which vaccine you get.
But the thing is, like, I think we have a lot of this fear left over from the like 90s and 2000s about the MMR vaccine and autism. I highly suggest watching the vaccine video by H Bomber Guy, just to get a clear understanding of like how it just was all fake. Like it was all fake and made up. Like you don't have to worry about vaccines. You don't. You 100% don't have to worry about vaccines. Like, should you question the government? Yeah, sure, whatever. That's fine. We're not saying that you don't do that. But don't be afraid of vaccines. The last time there was a vaccine scare this big was, in the 1800s when they were first being introduced, and guess what? They all died anyway.
Also, like, we literally came up with vaccines because it was better to get a vaccine. It was better to get cowpox than it was to get smallpox.
Yeah.
Like, they realized that the milkmaids were alive, and not being alive was worse than being alive.
Yeah. So it's better just to be sick for a couple of days if you do have any side effects. Like Sam was irritable, our other roommate had indigestion, and I took a nap.
Yeah,
and
that was
irritable, indigestion, taking a nap. That sounds like a normal Tuesday night for y'all.
Yeah,
but don't listen to this PSA. We're here to dunk on Texas, not to convince you to get the vaccine.
I fucking
I'm
called into work like, hey, I feel like shit for entirely valid reasons. I'm gonna sleep until 10 and have a great day otherwise.
Hell yeah.
And guess what? You can just like, I don't know, just like smoke some weed and get through the rest of the day. Like, you'll be fine.
This is not a PSA about vaccines, though. This is a PSA about fentanyl.
I know.
If y'all didn't see it this week,
right.
The San Diego Sheriff's Office released a video on how deadly fentanyl can be, and it's definitely real.
100% real.
The deputy definitely did not just like lick the knife like they do in the movies after cutting open the bag and go, "Oh yeah, that's fentanyl."
Wait.
Definitely.
I love the way you're pronouncing this.
Definitely did not just have a panic attack because cops are so deathly afraid of anything around them that moves, that he just keeled over after being told by his partner that it was dangerous to handle the fentanyl.
Mm-hmm. Like that was like earlier this week, correct?
Yes, I believe so.
And it was in San Diego.
Yep, San Diego County Sheriff's Department.
I'm just gonna just take a quick look to see what the weather was like in San
The
Diego
ratio
last week.
on this tweet is 2. There are twice as many quote tweets as there are likes. This is a
That's
solid
fucking great.
ratio.
Oh, so he was just being a big wiener
He-
because it was only 85 degrees last week in San Diego.
They used like 6 Narcan packs on this guy who had fucking a panic attack and just fucking locked his
Right.
knees and passed out.
Well, like a lot of the nurses were like there were a lot of nurses and healthcare workers in the in the comments of this, or in the replies of this tweet, saying things like, it just looks like he had a panic attack, and a lot of them were saying like, you can't like subcutaneously, or you can't cutaneously like absorb fentanyl into your skin in just like seconds. It has to be like hours to days.
Yeah, they
Well,
they have.
well, what if I'm taking
they-
my multiple day fentanyl bath then? Huh? You think about that, smart guy?
They in
Just sort of sitting in the bath.
Yeah, exactly.
in hospitals they apply it on patches the way that they do like lidocaine,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
and that's
But
fine.
that's like, right, but that's also applied different, like it's mixed with a different thing.
yeah, and
Like, so it could get into the skin easier.
I believe it's also probably some other like alcohol. I can't think of what the word is for that. Some other thing that it's suspended in that helps it
Yeah,
pass.
suspension.
Yeah, like a suspension that helps it pass into the skin better. It's also it's
Right.
on your skin. You have oils, you have sweat. Like there's stuff that goes.
I mean, it's like it's a difference between, well, like you said, like lidocaine, like topically is different than lidocaine in powder form. You can't just
Or boofing.
I mean, I'm
Fucking
pretty sure you
railing
could
a
just,
bunch of lidocaine. Yeah.
yeah.
Transdermal is the word. It does, you can get it, but it also in powder form, it doesn't have, it's not capable of doing that in
It's not-
powder form.
Yeah, it's not small enough.
Yeah. And you can't aerosolize it because of its structure. So he's not going to
Uh-huh.
accidentally breathe it. Like he would literally have to like lick his fingers when he's done. Like go get a chicken
Maybe
nugget,
he did. Maybe he
dip
did.
it into some Chick-fil-A sauce.
They went to Pluckers right after
Yeah.
this. I don't know if they have fucking Pluckers in San Diego.
They went to Pluckers right
do
before
not-
this.
we do
He
not.
brought him Pluckers. The other cop brought him Pluckers when he got to the site.
What the fuck is Pluckers?
It's a
What the
wings
fuck is
place.
this?
Here,
Yeah, we have Wingstop here, and we have Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
B-dubs.
fuck yeah, bud. Yeah, get some
Uh,
Buffalo Wild
Yeah,
Wings.
Pluckers-
also good.
Pluckers is-
buddy.
Pluckers is fully just a Texas chain, y'all. This
That's
is-
awesome.
Yeah,
We do not have.
which is unfortunate
Uh,
because the only good chicken place is Bojangles.
I don't even think we have one of those here.
Bojangles is East Coast,
Mm-hmm.
which the manna of the gods.
I'm trying to think of like what's a real like. Oh, you know what? Like I know that these are like everywhere, but like Lazy Dog. I feel like that's very
Never
like
heard of Lazy
San
Dog.
Diego or OC. They're all over California, but it's just like a chain gastropub.
Oh, that's terrible. I love that.
Yeah, no, that's bad.
Huh.
It's
Lazy
bad.
dog. I don't know about that. Yeah, no, they got the the combo, the lunch meal with coleslaw and a Pepsi.
They got a Pizookie from BJ's.
Yeah, and then he's sitting there licking the powdered sugar off his fingers, and he maybe did
And
an
it's-
overdose, but everybody in the comments said that's not what an overdose looks like, and we work with people that have this happen to them. He definitely just passed out from a panic attack.
I mean, yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's
I'm
fucking
thinking, like-
it's Occam's razor. If something bad is happening to a cop, it's most likely just them being a dweeb.
Mhm.
What's the name of that guy that does the training where he says that everybody's out to get you? Like we are giving cops PTSD 100%. Because we're training them
Oh,
to
yeah.
view everything as a threat to them,
What if,
and that's why
what
they
if
keep
that was just
getting
the other
kicked out of
guys
restaurants.
hazing him? What if that was
Oh my god, the hazing went so bad that they made a fucking video about it.
Yeah. That's
do
pretty
not
awesome.
tell your
That's
yeah. The there are two versions of this. The cut that they show in the training rooms is do not tell your fellow officers that they have accidentally ingested fentanyl. Because
They'll
this
be
might
fine.
lead to they won't be fine.
It'll be fine.
The
Suck it
cop
up.
will be totally fine.
Yeah.
There's also like all this bullshit about how dangerous fentanyl is also propaganda. Like I did not realize this, but was literally made up by the cops. That fentanyl is just like this not arsenic. What's the one you mail? Ricin. It's like this ricin level
Anthrax.
threat
Is
where
that
you
what I'm
like
thinking of?
anthrax. Yeah, anthrax.
well, both of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, anthrax and ricin. Like you just open the envelope and like bam,
And you're dead. Like, the whole room is dead.
Yeah, which
The
not
entire city's leveled.
Wow. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
those 6 letters that were mailed to the White House were definitely they just about took out all of DC. You won't see that talked about in the mainstream media,
Nope.
the lamestream media.
But it's not as dangerous as cops have made it out to seem. It is still it's still bad, and it is definitely
Don't boof
destroying
it.
a lot of people.
And it's not that dangerous because we have Narcan. We have like a way to treat overdoses easily.
Right, but like Narcan's only available like for like cops. Although a lot of places,
Or like
Nar
Nar can't get a hold of it.
Oh,
a lot of
boo.
schools in California now have Narcan.
Nice.
I mean,
And I know in the Midwest a lot of schools are carrying Narcan.
like the takeaway from this video is that we should have Narcan available because look how readily available it was. If that's the only thing that protect him from overdosing, if the quick thinking of the field training officer and administering naloxone was the only thing that saved this detective from death, then that means that we don't need cops. We just need like Narcan
standing
drop
around
boxes
Narcan,
everywhere. Yeah.
Just on every corner, just a dude like just waiting around for somebody to start overdosing.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, that's what I'm hearing. That's my takeaway from this video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mhm.
Very informative. San Francisco PD, San Diego.
Thank you.
Whichever.
Not even PD. San Diego sheriff.
San Diego.
This is the
Right.
sheriff. This is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fucking the assholes that will always give you a ticket. I wish he was overdosing. Anyways,
And that is why Joe Biden has designated this podcast a domestic
Extremist content. Yada yada.
yes, exactly. So
I didn't sign off on it. Hey,
fentanyl.
I didn't say anything.
It's in the air. You gotta.
I'm breathing it right now.
You're-
Actually,
Yeah, it's it's the air is like 50% pure water vapor, 50% pine pollen, and 50% fentanyl.
hmm And 20% pine nuts.
I don't know where the pine nuts come from, but it is kind of nice because they do get toasty in the summer. So
Yeah. Oh God, I do love a pine nut. They're so expensive.
Dennis,
though.
this is your cue, your reminder that I mentioned pollen,
Uh-huh.
so that you can transition us to your bee
That's
story.
right. You did mention pollen, and I'm going to talk about bees.
That's okay. That's a good transition.
Uh huh.
You mentioned pollen, so
I
I'm talking
don't know-
about bees.
I don't know why you want us to do segues. So we're not slick, bitch. I love how you think that we have to do segues.
I want it to be
but
a
every
bit.
time
I
you-
want it to be a bit.
No, girl. No, girl. Every time you do a segue, though, it's like watching a toddler get onto a tricycle for the first time and fall.
So it's awesome, is what you're saying.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's fun. It's fun to laugh.
We're all
at.
on America's Home Videos.
AF.
Look, I thought
There
I
you
did well with today's stories. Okay.
I mean, and you did. I'm gonna give you a pat on the head and a gold
All
star.
right. Yes, Dennis. Don't you want to feel how awesome I feel now that I have a gold star?
I feel great. I'm half a canned wine in. I'm feeling wonderful about my transition.
God, I could
All
use
right.
a canned wine.
God, I could use a transition. All right.
The egg is cracking as we speak.
All right, let's hear about the bees, Dennis. The birds and the bees. That's what we're here for, right?
All right. Well, sort of. So, as we all know, individual actions cannot change things like climate change. That's a liberal sort of talking point that if you buy the right light bulbs and you drive the right car, that's gonna somehow save the planet.
It will
No,
bring your
we
electricity
now,
bill down, but it will not save the planet.
Right. I mean that should be. I mean that is incentive enough for a lot of people. So still maybe if you can invest in that sort of thing, it's not going to hurt, but it's not going to make.
It's not going to un-BP the Gulf of Mexico. Yeah.
We literally made everyone stay at home last year. Nobody drove for 6 months, and we still didn't fix climate change. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Although the water in LA did become less gray, which was nice.
God, that's
the tap water.
The water in the LA.
Oh.
No, the water in the LA River. Because there was just less. There was less smog for it to absorb.
That's good.
Yeah.
The nature is healing.
Well, the thing is, there are some individual actions. Apparently, some individual actions that you can do that are helpful. A study called the Native Bee Study by the Mount Cuba Center in Delaware. Not Cuba, unfortunately, which would have been pretty based, but. They set up a couple of different gardens. So I'm just going to read this from here. The study of Mount Cuba's gardens and outlying natural lands documented 3,493 individual bees of 135 species during 2018 to 2019. Due to the diverse and special nature of Mount Cuba, as well as the fact that Delaware has generally been undersampled for bees, this project represented one of the most important bodies of information ever compiled for Delaware's bees. Among the important results were a number of very exciting finds, including 15 species of native bees, more than 10% of the species found, were not previously known to occur in the state of Delaware. Discovery of the only known population of the alum root specialist, the summer cellophane bee, Coletus estivalis, I don't know how to pronounce this Latin thing.
Yeah.
In the northeast region. Nearest recent records are from the Shenandoah Mountains of Virginia. This rare species is of high conservation concern throughout the Northeast. Major range extension for 365 miles for the Polemonium specialist, Andronina polemoni, the Jacob Ladder's minor bee, and the first ever records east of the Appalachians. The robust population is fueled by the extensive Polemonium plantings in the garden. Basically, what this is saying is that these rather small gardens that were in Mount Cuba helped bounce back native bee populations. Now, we've heard of colony collapse and things like that. The thing is, the colony collapses were mostly of honeybees, which are domesticated. Mm-hmm. They're not specialized for any specific plant. They will go to anything.
They're just there for juicing out that good bug juice. Yeah.
They're vibing. They don't have a native range. They're just fucking vibing. These are more focused on native bees and ones that already have an affinity for specific native flowers.
Right.
What I'm hearing is that when I finally set down my my boxable tiny home, that I need to plant flowers around it.
Well, what you need to do is plant native species.
So no tulips.
And the thing is, right. But the thing is, there's a lot of information available locally of how to grow and cultivate native species, because every city has this endeavor to bring back native species, because they want to pretty much every city wants these back. But it will help bounce back populations. And the thing is, these gardens apparently were not very large, and they're not very big animals. Obviously, you could help bounce back a population of native pollinators, which is good because that will help pollinate, native plants, which are more drought resistant. They're more highly adaptable to your own, the soil in your area. Mm-hmm. And they will cut down on your water bill and a whole bunch of other things. Basically, if you're going to have a garden, try and put in as many native plants as you can. It's better for your water bill. It's better for your local environment. And we do need these, we need these local pollinators back, because if they die out,
plants die out. All of them.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
which is bad.
Yeah, and
as
if
it
you
turns out,
if you can rip up your lawn, like you don't need
yeah,
it.
fuck lawns.
Yeah.
Like
Oh
if-
my
I
God,
I gotta
Yeah.
figure out how to get the perfect blend of like undergrowth plants and then like bushy plants so that I don't have to get in there and like pull weeds, because you know what'll take over if I just do just a bed of mulch and then a bushy plant is all the weeds.
Yeah.
And you know what?
well,
Not even the good weeds.
well, see, the thing is too, from my understanding, a lot of the things that we nowadays call weeds were just things that people grew in their garden.
Yeah, just clover.
Just
They-
shit that
Like
grows.
clover and dandelion mostly.
Yeah.
Yep. Which
Yeah, I mean, not to
are
sound
those
too
those are
cottagecore, but
considered?
the fact that dandelions are considered weeds is just so like, come on, you fucking HOA ass motherfucker. Like, they're
Can
cool.
I tell my
Dandelions are-
HOA that I can just tell my HOA that I'm just growing native species, right?
Yeah, exactly. Which
I
would
mean,
be great as soon as I own
I
them.
hope. Yeah, I mean, I hope you could. The thing is, like, HOAs have transitioned from being like, we don't want black people in the neighborhood to be like, well, we just like, you just need to have a nice lawn.
That's the only thing they can do. They can tell me where I can and can't park my car. They can tell me what my grass can and can't look like.
But I thought that this was kind of like, this is kind of an older story. I just sort of ran into it. But I thought this was kind of cool because like this apparently could even be as small as like it could be like a box garden that helps bring back a native population.
That is nice.
Which is neat.
Yeah.
That like it is nice to hear sometimes that there are some things that you can do as maybe not just an individual, but like maybe
Just
if you,
agency
like,
in the
convince
world
your-
at all to make it
Yeah.
look like
Yeah.
just a tiny bit
Yeah.
less shit.
Yeah, like talk to your neighbors, have them grow like little box gardens as well. Get your like you probably have friends in your neighborhood.
Well, now
Like,
you're
talk to
now
them
you're
about
just
it.
making
Maybe
assumptions, but yeah. Go ahead.
talk to them about it. Have like help bounce back some of these populations because these are like we need to live on this planet for like a shorter like it seems to be a shorter and shorter amount of time nowadays, but like we could maybe like help some things along maybe. But
Sorry, I disconnected there for a little bit. All I got was help things along, and what I'm hearing is that we're going to go ahead and just roll coal every day this week, Dennis.
Yeah, just
we're going to help things along.
Pure accelerationism. Like dumb guy truck nuts accelerationism, which I'm very into.
Socialist truck nuts. Let's get this bag.
Oh
this
no! This is
tea bag.
fully black-pilled doomer truck nuts is what's going on. It's like we are here to like end the human race's tyranny over this planet by fucking rolling coal at every stoplight.
We're partnering with Vosh.
Like while you're sitting in the fucking like third or fourth or sixth drive-through you're fucking going through that day, like just fucking put her in park and just hold the fucking put it to the floor, like just burn as much fucking gasoline as you can because fuck it.
Yeah, we have to get rid of this planet before the billionaires can make it off because
There
they're
you
going
go.
down with us. God damn it!
Yeah. Speaking of, that's how you do a transition.
Yep,
NASA is recruiting people for a year-long simulated Mars mission, which will take place, appropriately enough, in another dusty, lifeless shithole here in Texas.
I feel like they've done this before. I feel like we've had simulated like missions out in like a desert.
There was that Epcot attraction.
There was also that big like
that's
the
what that
dome
was,
that like
right?
got mold and exploded.
wasn't that a movie?
God, was
That's
that a movie?
Biodome. Fucking Pauly Shore.
Yeah, wasn't that Biodome? Yeah.
Yeah.
Biodome or like co-ed dome,
There you go.
the adult
Biodome,
film.
more like, yeah, that works. I guess that works. I'm trying to think what other, no,
By getting some biodome.
yeah, no, that's the implication. Yeah, just
Okay,
trying to think like what else, what do we pitch for the Biodome porn parody?
it's
'Cause
like
dome's
really
right there in the title, but it's like elusive because it's like, what do you do with bio? Yeah. Anyway.
you wear a really like weird like rubber suit that makes you look like some other like humanoid creature.
Yeah. Yeah? Where's this
Am
going?
I? Oh, we're not all on the same page with that. Okay, all right.
This is what NASA
Us-
is using your tax dollars to do. Looking for.
They got a bunch of furries together and they're putting them in a dome.
Yeah. Basically, so the qualifications are like be healthy, be motivated, age 30 to 55, non-smoking, which is bullshit that they're not going to be, shooting fucking cases of fucking Marlboros up to Mars. I think that's bullshit. They should.
Right.
But you also do need a master's degree.
Fuck.
I know, yeah. Like that's
What
thing,
the
just, like,
fuck is the point of that?
yeah, just send any old asshole to live in. Basically, it's a 1,700 square foot module, shared by 4 crew members, where basically just they do like they deal with the challenges of like living with limited resources or equipment failure, or communicating with with home base. Simulating spacewalks, virtual reality, robot controls, shit like that. Which I think it'd be real interesting to just plop any old asshole in there for, fucking how long is one of these? A year? Yeah, like, just plop them down in there and, see how like a regular guy does,
I feel like that was the point of the 1997 film Rocket Man.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know that film where
I'm familiar.
he eats all of the space food and all the tubes because he's supposed to be in cryosleep, but he wasn't.
Yeah.
And then they wake up and he's really fat.
Why have you seen the film?
What are these movies?
Of all the films that you've seen, Zach? Why have you seen 1997's Rocket Man starring?
No, Harland Williams.
Oh, a household name for sure.
Even.
Harland Williams. What other movies was he in? Fudgy Wudgy Fudge Face.
Fudgy Wudgy Fudge Face. Pardon fucking me? What is this movie?
Wait, how much of this wine have I had? Can you repeat that for me?
He's in the 2010 film Fudgy Wudgy Fudge Face.
2010. What a year for film.
No other good film. Was in Sausage Party. Was in Dumb and Dumber.
Which are the only movies available on this fucking NASA training mission.
Age of Conan, Hyboria, Hangover.
That sounds real bad.
That's all of these sound really bad. Schlocky, dumb B film. This is probably also a schlocky, dumb B film. I don't know why I've seen this, but it's a Disney film, so that's probably why.
Yeah.
What am I thinking of then? I'm
thinking of The Rocketeer, which I
wires.
also don't remember what that movie is. Also, quick correction. This is not taking place in a dusty, West Texas shithole. This is taking place in a swampy Gulf Coast shithole. They're doing it in Houston, of course. Yeah.
That's because they have the
that's
Houston facility here.
lives.
Yeah.
When astronauts do prank calls, they're like, "Oh, Houston, we have a problem. Fucking is your refrigerator
Houston?
running?" So.
Houston's the 3rd largest city in the United States, right?
Yes, behind New York and and Chicago.
No, behind New York and LA.
Chicago.
Yeah, what the fuck's a Chicago?
No.
Or no. We replaced Chicago for 4th. Okay.
I was just double checking because I just got on a tweet that the area that has been burned by the Dixie Fire is bigger than the area of Houston. Cool. Great.
We are a sprawling city, let me tell you.
Yeah.
They could have just
Houston, known for its densely, well organized, vertically oriented, living spaces.
It's just because it all used to be Mexican haciendas.
There you go.
Well, yeah. I mean, we didn't build back better. We just built a bunch of 1-stories, and then we realized that the black people wanted to move in there, so we built more further away from them. It was really bad.
Just pick any town in Texas. Yeah.
I think we finally convinced Sam that urbanism is good and that we need to build, we need to build denser housing.
Not
Uh,
the Sam we were talking about earlier, but the weird libertarian guy Sam. Yeah.
the weird libertarian guy Sam, yeah. But he also has
Mhm.
now picked up like 6 other things that are very weirdly shitty and problematic to deal with. So
Just wonky
Uh,
as fuck. Yeah.
I don't know what happens in the dude's brain, but it's not good. And I don't
Not
know what
much.
happens in the brains of regulators, but I'm going to close out this Slate article. Regulators seem to think that Facebook is the internet, which is very
So
good.
elaborate on
Mhm.
this because
Oh.
I think I get what it's saying. But this is
The
stupid.
gist of the article is like the so the title buries the lead a little bit. Regulators are not 80-year-old boomers who just think that the only thing online is Facebook. The gist of the article is actually that that public regulators and internet regulation in general basically focuses on the bigger actors, the people that own most of the space online. So Facebook, Amazon,
Facebook,
Twitter.
Yeah.
Facebook, which is also 16 other smaller companies, and what else do people use? Google, Facebook, Google,
Mhm.
Twitter. That's
Ask
what the internet
Jeeves.
is. Yeah.
Dogpile.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and small form factor time.com, the small form factor case supplier.
Of course.
Yeah,
This
that's
episode brought to you by.
So it's unhelpful and misguided that regulating the internet means focusing on the biggest players because most of the time, stuff that we don't want to be online is not necessarily on Facebook. It's not hosted there. It might be spread through Facebook because they can't regulate content that's off of their website. But for the most part, like it's not in their interest to have, to be hosting
Drive
content that we
traffic
don't want
away
online.
from. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, and
what's
that
also
too, yeah.
interesting is that they're talking about this like oh, the rest of the internet is the wild wild west. It's just illicit pornography and drugs for sale on the rest of the internet,
Damn
which
right.
is also not true. Like
The
90%
internet would
of
be
the
way
internet.
cooler if it were.
Absolutely. If I
Yeah.
could just order drugs online again, that would be the platonic ideal of like 2012 was just the peak of everything that it means to be living in modern society.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean the Fed took down
We
everything.
threw
like
it all away.
terribly agree. Yeah.
Yeah. We had a Nirvana in our grasp and we threw it away. So, second, and they say here, many of the issues regulators are trying to address are not internet problems, they're societal. Terrorism, child abuse, and mis and disinformation are not an offspring of the internet. Which is absolutely, like, terrorism does not exist because the internet exists. And also, dubious definition of terrorism here. Disinformation has made its way around in newspapers long before they were able to post their articles online. So, shots fired, New York Times.
Yeah.
I think it's
Bada
interesting
bang.
that we're looking at internet regulation as a way to regulate the content on the internet and not regulate the way that the content hosts are manipulating the way that we access the internet. And I think it's important that we kind of put not only replace the boomers that are clearly not doing they're not sending the best boomers to regulate the internet. I think it's important that we also like actually address the real issues that are being created by these monolithic companies. Regulating Etsy shops is not going to get rid of homegrown terrorism or anything. And it's not going to stop the spread of misinformation.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yep.
Fucking like that's like the shit you actually see kind of going through like the legislative process is all like fucking I think it was Florida who basically made it so that Facebook has to have like a reason for putting you in fucking Zuck jail for a month, and it's like this is the most small fucking potatoes shit You people are, it's great. I love it.
I like
The boomers are tired of
it's
getting fucking banned for posting really bad memes about Islam.
Yeah.
it's just kind of funny.
It is funny. It's like that's objectively fucking hysterical that they passed state legislation to stop Facebook from banning them online.
Yep.
I mean, it's just because it was happening to the politicians more often than not.
Jack said that if he banned politicians on Twitter, that he would just ban mostly Republican ones. That would make him look biased.
Well, I believe, because you're misquoting this, I believe the quote was, "We can't have like a bot look for white supremacist stuff because it would ban most Republican politicians."
Yeah,
It was around that sort.
I got the spirit of what he was saying.
1, yeah, 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
it's like we understand what that stuff like what the people in power want and what makes them happy, and they're not happy when you level the playing field with an internet space.
It'd be kind of funny if it ended up banning some Democrats too.
Absolutely. I mean, we would know. We would, not unlikely with the fucking Gillibrand,
Cinema, Feinstein.
Yeah, Cinema. Kirsten Cinema is the one I was thinking. Fucking not my bi representation.
No.
Hashtag not my bi representation.
I mean, you all like, yeah, you all got the short end of the stick with that one. She's like the most obnoxious bisexual.
Why?
100%.
My
yeah.
God, the quiet ones all stayed at home and are playing TTRPGs with their partners of 6 years.
Yeah, or they're playing Stardew Valley. They're too busy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We
Love
just don't have time to
Stardew.
run. Yeah. This is. I mean, all this stuff is like a parent losing control of their child who turned 18 and finally moved out, and for the first time has put their foot down and made a boundary for themselves, and their parent doesn't want to have to respect it. That's the energy of not only those sort of people, but also kind of the people that want to regulate the internet. I mean, I understand that the internet is a better place today than it was maybe when I was browsing it in 2010. I think I've said it before, but like you could just find beheading videos online, and now you can't find them, and that's for the better.
Yeah, I would say like fucking 12 and 13-year-olds not stumbling onto best gore is probably better
Right.
off.
I mean, I think my half of the millennial coin got it the worst. Like, we were watching beheadings in school.
Oh, in school, because they
Uh-huh.
hadn't locked down the school Wi-Fi yet.
Oh yeah.
No, girl, there was no Wi-Fi in
Okay.
my school. What are you talking about? Wi-Fi was very
Sorry,
new.
they hadn't locked down the school intranet. It was still called the intranet then. Yes.
Yeah, no, it was broadband, but no, they didn't know that we figured out what proxies were.
Cool.
So yeah, I didn't, because I've always just been very soft-hearted. I couldn't bear it. But we could go on rotten.com and things like that, and watch beheadings and things. This was not the dark web. This was the surface web.
This is just on there, and the internet's a better place now, and that's like that. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff they need to be going after, and that stuff is not even hosted on Facebook most of the time. That stuff is just pointed to on Facebook, and not in any real capacity. As much as I like Reddit and all the gross subs that exist on there, it doesn't feel. It feels like there's an invisible line that they're doing well to keep from being crossed on the major platforms.
What's the grossest sub that you have?
I have to say it online?
I could tell you mine.
Okay.
I'm only sub to one, and it's Psychic Dolphin
Oh. Hell yeah, that's the right way to use Reddit, fellow Redditors.
Yeah. I go on to post the episode, and that's it.
Fuck yeah. Well, I think that's it. I think that if you've made it this far, you're a true comrade. We want to thank you for sticking around. We would like to shout out all of our patrons, but we just don't have the time.
I can do it. I got nothing but free time.
Bo has the time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, buddy. Shout out to Scott, Jorge, Tim, the Warlock Phosphorus, Aaron, Alex, Broobs, Caleb, Dylan, Eli, Jack, John, Lizzie, Malwin, Olive, Richard, Rufus, Samantha, the brilliant Dr. Fly, Tim, Tyler, the Reverend Lawn Gnome, and there's a comma, so I was going to keep reading like there were more names, but there aren't any more names. Add your name today.
That's it.
So yeah, so I'm not tripping over very basic punctuation. Why is there a period? Why does Jack get a period? That's not fair.
I don't know.
I'm fixing that.
Comma and you, listener. This could be you here. Insert newest patron here.
There you go.
Yeah, thank you for supporting our show. Let us know you liked our latest Patreon-exclusive episode, which should be a new Dolphins and Garages episode.
Yeah.
Are those coming out
I don't
soon?
know. Those will be coming out soon. I was very busy
Frick,
last
I'm
week,
so
so I have not been
excited.
able to get... Dude, you're going to be very excited. We have 2 episodes, actually.
Yes, hell yes.
Down the pipeline. And they got kind of intense.
Hell yeah, good. I'm excited to see what
Yeah.
Artemis pulled together for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, speaking of Dolphins Garages, that's our D&D podcast. It's our sister show, fully supported by all of you, all of our lovely patrons. Bo, Artemis, Charlie, and myself all kind of are in this cool steampunk adventure, finding out who did what. Like it's kind of turning into a whodunit, and this is getting exciting.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. God, that's so good.
So the first 3 episodes are out on the public feed. You can just go to Dolphins and Garages wherever you find podcasts. But if you want to get up to episode 5, those are on our Patreon, and episode 6 and 7 will be out soon enough. On the Patreon, they're kind of just coming out when they come out, because it's hard to schedule these things and it's hard to edit them. So, but I hope everyone's really enjoying them, just as much as I'm enjoying Gigo, another sister show of ours, which is hosted by Kelton and Griffshop.
Yep.
Really great show. It's a movie recap podcast. These 2 are just hilarious. Like they're just very, very
And their
good.
tolerance for movies is
Oh yeah, that certainly is. I believe they just did the Suicide Squad recently.
Yes.
Suicide
What
Squad.
are we? Some
I don't know
sort
if that
of
episode's
the
out
Suicide
yet.
Squad?
Yeah, I don't know if that episode's out yet or not.
Man.
But
Another example of a strong, independent female lead getting screwed by the streaming system.
That's
Can't
right.
wait for that lawsuit
But,
to make it in court, ScarJo.
Just go ahead and check them out. They're doing just a bang up job. I think that's other than Sonic High School, and who knows when that'll ever happen again. But it happens.
It's on the way. It's a brewing.
It's brewing. It's steeping right now. You gotta wait the correct amount of time. It's gotta be the correct temperature. All that yada yada. So those are our projects. Check them out. Let us know what you want to hear from us. Let us know if you love our shows, if you hate our shows. Shoot us a text message.
I will shoot you a text message.
I will shoot you
at 909 Dolphin Garage.
Yeah, type that
Too
in
many
your
letters
phone.
and too many numbers.
Type all those characters into your phone. Yep.
Dolphin Garage, and with the dolphin emoji and the house emoji, but not just any house emoji, the beat up house emoji.
Call
Yes.
that number.
We are standing by.
Our lines are open right now. There's our first caller.
Mm-hmm.
You could be next.
Yeah.
Anyways, we will see y'all next week if we don't hear from you. If you aren't gonna call us, call your mom. Tell her hi. Tell her you love her. And
or tell her, like, Mom,
Get
I have a lot
vaccinated.
of trauma to work with.
get vaccinated. Tell her to get vaccinated. It is not too late
Yes,
yet.
please. No, it's not.
All right, we will see y'all next week. We love you.
Bye.
Howdy, y'all. Don't forget to follow our link tree in the show notes to discover new things like our Discord, social media platforms, and all the places where you can listen to our podcast. Word of mouth is the best way to introduce us and other leftist creators to friends, family, coworkers, your AA buddies. Community is about more than hot takes online. And if you want to support our efforts, you can donate to us at patreon.com/psychicdolphingarage, which is spelled how it sounds. Hope to see you on the stream tonight. Enjoy this music by JJ Demon.
How the fuck I still got a full head of hair? Not a single gray. Fuck the cops, family first, every single day. Bringing a charm when I ring the alarm. My arms got a box cutter insignia. We gotta abolish ICE, we gotta abolish ICE, abolish it. No need to apologize to Holocaust apologists. For no reason we colonized the land and put up monuments. Dope needles, dollar signs, the globe stands in astonishment. I hope there'll be a punishment. I really wanna get bloody. I really wanna stand in judgment of anybody taking money from anybody in the struggle. Anybody on a budget. Poor people getting 10 to 20 for some dumb shit. Corporations incorporating a bloodlet. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words.